using VFX to reveal the true weight of Pokemon. And in preparation for this video, I weighed myself and discovered that I am about 75 kilograms. Which means that if there is a Pokemon that is 150 kilograms, I am exactly 2. Or I'm half of that. I'm half of that Pokemon, because that's how numbers work. Oh, but I realized, hold on a second. Frank is American, isn't he? So he's not going to use kilograms. So I actually have to figure out what I am in pounds, which is, I'm 165.347, which is not as round and as delicious and wonderful as my 75 was. But whatever, I mean, we'll use that, and then we can compare and contrast.
Right, Pokemon weight kinda makes sense. Kinda. There's a lot. So yeah, that's Cosmoem, the smallest Pokemon in the game, weighing over 2,000 pounds and—
Oh, he does use kilograms! Huge Frank W. As usual, massive Frank W. Frank being amazing and incredible, using both units of measurement because he's a smart individual. We love Frank so much. Thank you so much. Now, we watched the height version of this, and I really like the height version of this. I can just imagine the weight one's gonna be just as good.
Having a density that doesn't even fit on the screen. But you know what? That's kind of appropriate for a Pokemon that is an entire universe stuffed into the size of a baseball. Pokemon is—
Do you think you could crack it open and see what's inside? If you crack open a Cosmoem, maybe a black hole will happen, which is actually quite bad if you think about it.
Full of a bunch of weird weight oddities like this, where they have insane attention to detail in some cases, but for others, it's just a mess. Respect.
Well, I mean, Wishy-Washy is just a lot of fish. So if you think about it, I can eat a lot of fish. that was such a dumb— Why did I say that? The weight of me, I'm probably the same weight as a lot of fish. And if you think about it, there's not that many fish in a Wishy-Washy. There's like, what, 100 of Wishy-Washy when they school together? So I feel like I weigh probably less than 100 fish. But Makuhita is like a sack of it. If Makuhita was a sack of fish, would he be a water type?
Now, thanks to the Pokedex, every Pokemon has a canon weight that we can measure. So I went in, poured over the data, wrote a 20-page script, made this whole—
A standard tuna outweighs you? Tuna is not— Okay, hold on. I've never actually seen what a tuna looks like. Tuna, weight. Oh my God,
I don't have a video idea. That was my husband's job. I just want you, you're smart, handsome, and good looking. Much love from the frozen tundra of Minnesota.
Thank you, Minnesotans out there. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. My goodness. What? Why is tuna 220 kg? That's like 500 pounds. Oh my God. That's so big. Okay. I've only ever really had tuna for most of my life in the little cans that you get, little cans of tuna. So when I imagined what a tuna looks like, I'm imagining like a very small can. And I would have assumed that a very small can of tuna is like what you get from one of the fish, but never mind. Oh my God, they are huge.
3D thing, and now we're going to talk about it and hopefully show off some of the more interesting things about Pokemon weight. The average Pokemon weighs 162 pounds, or about 74 kilograms.
Oh my God, the average Pokemon weighs about as much as I do. Wow, that is, I feel normal.
There's about the weight of like a guy, you know, like a—
Did you say tuna? Sorry, what I meant to say was tuna, because that's what the normal people do. Hi, I'm John America, and I'm the normal person.
Non-specific 6'4" man that's trying to bulk, but is not doing a great job.
My middle name is actually John, so maybe I am normal.
But where it gets dicey with weight is not the actual measurements themselves, it's how it relates to height. Groudon.
Hey, that's a big fella right there. We love that.
One of the heaviest Pokemon in the game, weighing over 2,000 pounds, 950 kilograms.
Oh, that's a big pisser.
Or about a ton. And you look at that and you're like, damn, that is a ton. Bro's pulling continents. That's crazy. No, bro is lighter than a 2014 Toyota Prius.
Okay, I mean, cars are... That's a funny way to compare. Cars are quite large, though, right? Okay, what about the primal version?
Lot. Like a lot. It seems like Game Freak had a deathly allergic reaction to putting any Pokemon above 1,000 kilograms.
You know what I've realized is that anyone that makes any kind of media franchise is allergic to numbers. They just don't understand how numbers works. They didn't hire the number magician. The mathematician. They didn't hire the numbers guy, because any kind of numbers applied to any media franchise just immediately deflates and turns into nothing. Like at the start of Dragon Ball, Piccolo can destroy the moon. He's strong enough to destroy the moon. Then by the end of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Super, you'd think that they've become so exponentially stronger that them just existing or powering up would just disintegrate the universe into nothingness. But they just don't. In Warhammer 40,000, each Space Marine chapter is limited to 1,000 Space Marines. And these guys are supposed to be like really strong and cool and amazing. However, when you consider that the Imperium of Man in Warhammer 40,000 is made up of 1,000,000 worlds. 1,000,000 worlds, each of which have many untold billions of people. The populations go into the quintillions, and then you realize 1,000 Space Marines can't do anything. That's so useless. And then you realize that the numbers, millions of people, doesn't actually mean anything anymore. You have an army of like 1,000,000 Space Marines. That's essentially the smallest little peck that can't actually do anything. Well, actually now the people that really like Warhammer are going to be like, well, actually Space Marines are just supposed to be like the special operatives of the situation. They're supposed to just get in and do really specific operations and then get out. And I'm like, well, yeah, but like they kind of make them the main characters of the saying when it's not, they don't actually do. I just think the Guard do the most things. I just think we need to give more love to the common soldier and the common person fighting on the front lines every day. That's what I need to think. And why doesn't Goku disintegrate the universe with a blink?
Which is fine for most Pokemon, but then you get to the girthier end of the spectrum, and there is just no feasible way these Pokemon are 1,000 kilograms. Like, it just does not add up.
I'm sorry for taking so long to rant about Warhammer and Dragon Ball numbers.
And don't even get me started on Donzo, Wishy-Washy, and Wailord. I mean, these guys are 30, 40, 50 feet in length, and they weigh a fraction of what they should. I mean, Wailord should be like 4,000 kilograms, but brother doesn't even scratch a tenth of that.
Yeah, 400 kilograms of that. That's really not much, for being honest. They say that it's lighter than air, which is like really funny to me.
So which Pokemon,
like it would just float away? You know, it's a blimp. It does look like a
are
blimp.
the lightest? Well, it's these 6, and
That's 2 tunas. That's 2 tunas. Wailord is 2 tunas.
there's something funny about each of them. Gimmighoul and Flabebe are also tied for being the smallest in the series, so them being this light, checks out. But then you look over at Ghastly and Haunter, and that's just weird. I mean, Haunter is like 5 foot, bro.
I mean, it's made of gases, so it makes sense, right? It doesn't actually weigh anything at all because it's a ghost.
Like he's a big guy. So him weighing not only the same as Ghastly, but also being tied with all these other guys is just strange. But I guess I get it because they're ghost and whatever. And then Game Freak got a little cheeky with Cosmog and Kartana. Cosmog evolving into the Cosmog guy that we talked about.
That was really good. How did Ash pick that thing up, by the way?
Earlier, and Kartana being an Ultra Beast alongside the other heaviest Pokemon, which we'll get to him later. They're all about the same
That's just a
weight
rocket
as like
ship.
a deck of playing cards or like a very medium-sized, unassuming tomato.
I could see if you compare it to a real life animal like a rat. A rat weighs about as much as a deck of playing cards, in your hand if you pick it up.
Welcome back to another exciting episode of Biggest or Not Biggest.
Oh my god, it's the host of my favorite show, Biggest or Not Biggest. It's where they figure out if it's the biggest or not.
Today, we're going to be breaking down starter Pokemon.
I've been watching this show since they started. We're on season 50 right now. Oh my god, it's just getting better.
Who's the biggest? Who's the not biggest?
Oh, I can't wait to figure out what is
the dumbest shit I've ever done.
what it is.
Place your bets at home. Who's the heaviest? Torterra or Skeledirge?
Oh, well, clearly it's got to be Torterra. This thing has a small tree on its back and the weight of the world on its shoulders. Not like Skeledirge, who goes on holiday to Spain every 2 months.
Do like a little idle animation.
It's surely Torterra. I will not be taken unawares. The unexpected shan't happen because nothing ever happens. This is the first episode. Yeah, the first episode of season 50. What, you're not a long-term Biggest or Not Biggest fan?
If you thought it was Torterra, you're dumb as bricks.
Oh, I have been caught unawares. The unexpected happened. I wasn't prepared for that because it was unexpected.
No, I thought it was Torterra too. It is Skeledirge. She was recently overthrown. The lightest is Rowlet, and if we're talking just fully evolved Pokemon, it would be Meowscarada.
Well, that makes sense. Meowscarada is skinny. I get a cat. Is Meowscarada probably I don't know, 3 feet tall?
And what's really interesting is both Pignite and Groudle, despite being middle stage evolutions, are heavier than a lot of the fully evolved guys.
Well, that makes sense. Pignite has a beer belly.
I think Groddle is heavier than like 24 of the fully evolved guys.
Yeah, when you look at him, he's full of soil.
So that's pretty interesting. What's going on?
Oh no! What happened to the set of Biggest or Not Biggest? I hope they don't cancel my favorite show ever.
And now, give it up.
By the way, can I just say, I'm sorry. This is so well done. How did he make this video? Frank is, I say this every time I watch a Frank video. He is like incredibly talented. And that doesn't even do it justice. He's made a freaking TV set for this video. Okay.
By Whatnot. So yeah, while we look at the heaviest and lightest Pokemon of each type, Whatnot very generously gave me $500 to spend on Pokemon cards.
They did?
For you guys. If you don't know
that's
what
so nice of
Whatnot
them.
it's a live shopping platform where you could buy, sell, or auction pretty
Is
much
it?
anything, especially Pokemon cards.
Wait, okay. Oh, whoa, sorry. I wasn't even paying attention to the types.
Especially, there's
Heaviest, okay, yeah. The heaviest being an actual brick wall makes
so
sense.
many sellers on there that have some insane cards.
Rotom? Well, I'd imagine that Rotom Fan is the lightest because it also flies and it has levitate. So gravity means essentially nothing to it. But wow, I mean, Celesteela is just a rocket ship, isn't it? My goodness.
Let me just walk you through some of the cards I got that you'll have a chance to win.
Oh, that's a big sword, my goodness.
Rayquaza,
Rayquaza?
Galarian Zapdos,
Galarian Zapdos?
Japanese Articuno. Look at
What Nihon desu Articuno?
Deoxys, dude. Are you kidding me?
What?
That might be the coolest
It's so
card
pretty.
I've ever seen in my. I might keep that one.
And that's a pristine 10.
I'm not gonna keep that one. I can't. I'm contractually obligated not to. But like, dude. So yeah, if you
That's so funny that Psychic has the same evolution line for heaviest and lightest.
guys want a chance to win, go ahead, put your Whatnot username in the comment section and.
Guys, should I put my Whatnot username in the comments? Well, this video is a month old by the time I'm reacting to it, so I imagine he's already chosen a winner. But I actually do have I have a Whatnot account, and I use it regularly.
If you don't have a Whatnot username, feel free to sign up using my QR code or link in the description. You get $15 towards your first purchase if you do that. But yeah, thank you to Whatnot for sponsoring, and that has been Biggest or Not Biggest.
Yes!
Good night, Dakota.
Oh, I love this show!
Both of them. Good night.
I hope they never cancel it. Oh, thank you, Frank.
Now, unlike height, weight actually has an effect on gameplay. You got abilities and items like heavy metal, light metal, or the float stone that will double or halve a Pokemon's weight respectively. Or moves like low kick, grass knot, heat crash, and the other one that I'm blanking on.
There's heavy slime. He said heavy slime, right?
These are all moves that do more damage depending on either the opponent's weight or depending on how heavy you are compared to the opponent. And how do you pronounce it? Autotomize?
Autonomize? Autotomize. Wait, it's not autonomize. It's autotomize. Autotomize. Oh, autotomize. Roll out.
I can't read. I guess I can't read. It'll lower your weight by 100 kilograms and then double
I like how Aggron doesn't get a 3D model on this for some reason.
your speed. So that's kind of cool. But we can't talk about weight without talking about Skydrop, which is the weirdest move Game Freak has ever made.
Yeah, I have tried to use Skydrop every now and then. It is a bit of a strange one where you take your opponent up in the sky and then you drop it, which is, I mean, quite mean, I would imagine.
Kind of like Fly, but with a little more kidnapping. On the first turn, you can grab any Pokemon and just send them into the air. They won't be able to do anything while they're up there, and then on the second turn, you drop them and do damage. But the funny part
It is crazy that they just let you do that.
is that there's a weight limit, so if you try to pick up a Pokemon
It's basically how much fall damage can a Pokemon take?
that's over 200 kilograms or 440 pounds, it just won't work. Which
What?
is kind of funny because it
I didn't even know that.
canonically proves that Rufflet has a carrying capacity of about 2.5 fully grown men.
Wow! I believe it, to be honest. A Rufflet can fly me across the region, and I would imagine that it's quite strong because of that.
Welcome back to another episode of Biggest or Not Biggest.
Yes!
Mega Bayonet is the
I love this show! I hope they never cancel it.
I'll stop eventually, I promise. Mega Bayonet is the lightest Mega Pokemon, and
It's T-posing.
Mega
Season 51? No, this is episode 2 of season 50, actually.
Metagross is the heaviest.
And you would know that if you're a real Biggest or Not Biggest fan. Okay, I wrote the Wikipedia page for this.
Back to now that we've covered
I love that show. I hope they never cancel
all
it.
the mechanics, how heavy can a Pokemon get? The heaviest legitimate Pokemon is a tie between Cosmoem and Celesteela, weighing 2,204.4 pounds.
Yeah, I mean, that looks like it, Utai.
Or 999.9 kilograms. As I said, they do not go above 1,000. It's about as heavy as
For
like...
some reason, I guess the game logic would just collapse in on itself if it ever went above 1,000 kilograms, which, I mean, in terms of giant creatures, I feel like it could go above that.
I don't know, 2 adult-sized horses.
That the heaviest Pokemon can physically become is 2 horses worth of weight, which I don't know. It just feels like that's not that much. Not that I can carry 2 horses, at least not yet. Did leg day at the gym, did some squats, yeah.
Or like your mom after a night at Golden Corral.
Whoa, that is not nice. That is really not nice. I would imagine. What is? Privately held American restaurant chain, all-you-can-eat buffet. Whoa, that's not nice.
You knew it was coming. It was coming at some point. You knew that. But remember the ability Heavy Metal we talked about earlier that can double a Pokemon's weight? Well, if we use a move like Skill Swap or Entrainment, we can give that ability to one of these Pokemon, making them officially the legal limit of what a Pokemon can weigh.
Whoa, we can get up to 4 horses now.
Now we're kind of getting to the point where if we want these Pokemon to get any heavier, we are going to need some less ethical methods.
Right. Do we call this like feederism?
Generation 1 is a game that's held together by duct tape and Elmer's glue. And
Yes, I always say this. Duct tape, hopes, and
because
dreams.
of that, there's some glitched Pokemon in the code that weigh more than any
Frank, you dropped a game.
Pokemon today.
Frank, you dropped it. It's still
Like Missing
It's
No,
actually still there. Okay.
who weighs over 3,500 pounds or 1,500 kilograms, breaking the 1,000 kilogram limit that we see with Pokemon, and weighing about as much as like a giraffe or like 1,700 hardcover copies of The Outsiders. Rip my boy Johnny.
Okay.
We miss you.
I feel like I just got spoiled. Guys, what if I wanted to read that book? Whatever it was.
Or a glitch you probably haven't heard of, H. Pokey, who weighs over 6,000 pounds.
And there's nothing wrong with that. We shan't judge.
About as heavy as like a Ford F-150. So, we're getting into Ford territory. It's getting serious.
Well, big cars over there, isn't it?
About like
Americans have such big cars. So what I notice whenever I go to America is that all the cars are so big for some reason. They're just so long and large and heavy and scary to look at.
700 gallons of milk. But I'm going to keep it a stack with you.
That's a lot of milk. I could probably drink that much milk over the course of my life.
I mean, even with
Are the cars not big in the UK? Well, I mean, like, I don't know. It's enough. It's not like they're tiny. It's not like they're mini cars. I mean, we have the mini, but like everyone for some reason, whenever I go to America, it's like all massive like trucks. Oh, they love trucks and people carriers. They're such big cars. Like I don't even. Most of those cars wouldn't even like fit on UK roads.
H. Pokey's girth, it still is barely anything, right? Like, let's be honest. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you guys. The heaviest animal in the world is the Antarctic blue whale, coming in at over 400,000 pounds.
Whoa, she's thick.
And you might want to sit down for this.
Well, no. Well, I was. You know what? No. I refuse. Fuck you, Frank. I'll do what I want. Instead of sitting down like I was doing, I will now proceed to stand up instead. I'm standing up now, and there's nothing you can do about it, Frank. I will proceed to stand for the rest of this video, and you can't stop me. At least now you can see my cool Warhammer 40,000 figure that I made. I made that night. It took me like 10 hours. And my Red Eyes Black Dragon figure, which is also cool.
Even if you combined the weight of every single Pokemon in the series, you still wouldn't even make a dent in this animal's weight. You're sitting at a
So we're saying that a humpback whale could beat every Pokemon, right?
grand total of about sorry.
You good?
There's over 1,000
You're right.
Pokemon, and putting them at a total weight of a little less than 200,000 pounds makes them equivalent to like 15 African elephants or 60 mid-sized cars or like one just average whale. Like just one, not even like the big one we talked about earlier, like just one guy.
Just like a normal whale here.
Like a middle of the road, very modest Weight Watcher kind of whale. Ooh. Oh, God, I'm dying.
Oh my god, dude, is it episode 3? Oh my god, I've been waiting for episode 3 for so long. It's been like 5 minutes. Please, please.
Sorry.
Dude. Yes. Yes. Say it.
Back to another.
You can do it.
It's so funny to me.
You can do it.
Biggest or not big.
Yes! Oh my god, it's my favorite.
I'm done. I can't do it anymore.
No, do it.
Breaking news.
No. Oh my god, it got cancelled. Oh, I canceled it. He actually canceled it. No.
Some Pokemon get lighter even though they evolved and got bigger. More at 8. So yeah, Kadabra loses.
I don't know if I can keep going, guys. I'm sorry. I don't. Okay.
Is like 20 pounds when it evolves into Alakazam. Gligar loses 50. Gligar, the small guy, evolving into a Gliscor, the big guy, he loses 50 pounds
Oh, skinny legend.
when he does that. Porygon loses about 9 pounds when he goes to Porygon 2, gains a little bit of weight back,
Wait, but he becomes thicker defensively.
to, going to Porygon Z, but he's still lighter than the original Porygon. And I think
Why is he being compared to a book?
that's actually really cool. I mean, especially with Porygon, right? Because it's like it represents technology getting thinner and more efficient as things go on.
Right. Yeah, they probably thought about that, actually. They probably did think about
Time
that.
goes on and, whatever. So that's cool. That's a cool detail. They should do that more.
And then, when it evolves into Porygon Z, it becomes not only glitchier, but it becomes bigger in file size as well, which represents Call of Duty being a buggy mess, but also somehow being 500 gigabytes every time it releases every year.
More Pokemon weights I thought you might want to see, so I included them in the script. Rayquaza, weighing about 455 pounds, or about as heavy as a commercial-grade refrigerator. And
Ooh, nice. That's a healthy weight for a Rayquaza.
when he Mega Evolves, he doubles in weight, becoming
Wow, where does he get that weight from? We wonderingly.
about as heavy as 2 commercial-grade refrigerators.
Wow.
Eternatus is the 4th heaviest Pokemon of all time, being over 2,000 pounds, equivalent to, 2 vending machines or 625 laptops.
How do you know how much a vending machine... Is that really how much a vending machine weighs?
Another fan favorite, Rellor, coming in at 2.2 pounds, weighs about as heavy as a pineapple.
Okay.
Executor, coming
Huge. That truly was a favorite. We were all waiting for that
in
one.
35 feet or 1,000.
Do you think if we killed every Rellor, anyone would notice? I don't think we should do that. I'm just wondering, if they don't bring back biggest or not biggest, I'm gonna do something drastic that I might regret.
Pounds, weighs about as much as an actual palm tree would
Oh,
weigh
research.
at that height. Kyogre, almost 800 pounds, or about 90 gallons of milk, or maybe about the weight of like a big
Americans doing anything to avoid saying kilograms. They're like, yeah, no, it's about 70 gallons of milk.
couch. Like I'm talking recliner.
I'm like, oh yeah, how much do you weigh? I weighed myself recently. I'm about 0.4 of a couch.
3 to 4 seat sectional, it would be a hefty couch, but he's about that heavy. What other legendaries would you guys care about? I mean, Arceus, right? About as heavy as 80 gallons of milk. Actually, the lightest of the creation trio, with Dialga Origin form,
whoa!
being the heaviest.
It's unrefined. Dialga's very unrefined.
In a weight class of legendaries, Ultra Beasts, and Megas, Mudsdale stands alone as the only normal Pokemon with comparable girth. Coming in at over 2,000
Oh, that's a big fella.
pounds.
Okay, compared to an actual horse, how much does an actual horse weigh?
900 kilograms. You have a Pokemon that actually makes a lot of sense. It's something with Gen 7, man. They just kind of popped off with these weights, but
Yeah, they just locked in for one generation, and then they locked themselves out
is
again.
based on a Clydesdale horse, and those.
Oh, that's a bad. I always am shocked at how muscular horses are. How did you get that muscular eating hay? I understand they eat pellets, they eat nutritional stuff and all that, but my God, I wish I had that kind of physique.
Guys are
I wish I had the physique of a Clydesdale horse.
almost exactly the same weight.
That's what I'm aiming for. I go to my personal trainer. I get a new personal trainer at the gym. They say, "What are your goals?" I say, "Clydesdale horse." I show them a picture of an award-winning runner.
Oh, what's up,
Yo, Goofy!
dog? How's it going? Dude, I'm so glad you can make it. Okay, so this is Gurfy. What's your current, where are you at right now? Okay. Yeah, So,
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
Like 450, kind of on a cut. Yeah, an insane cut, right?
Yo, look at his waist, though. You could tell he's wanting to cut. Oh my god, and his hips. Wow, he's looking good.
Steel ball his size would be like, I don't know, 62,000, 63,000 pounds. So
Wow,
actually,
that is quite the cut. He has cut almost everything from himself.
Oh man, we're so proud of you. We can get some comments up in the comments.
I think Gurfy might be hollow.
Let them know we're proud of him, dude. Gurfy, it was so nice seeing you, man. Yeah, no, thank you for
I love how he edited that. That's so funny.
coming in. I know you got a busy schedule. Yeah, no, I'll see you later, man. Appreciate it. All right, how do we wrap
That's so good.
this up? I guess, man, if I could do
How does he do it, man? How's he so good at this?
that'd be
Wow.
the best way to do it. But anyways, thanks for watching. YouTube thinks you'll like this video.
Well, I'm so sad this video is over because it was so good.